I quit my job in the middle of a pandemic. Why? Hey my friend, this was no clickbait at all. I actually did quit my job and had my last day of work just last week. In this video I want to talk about my why and also where this journey of mine is going. So grab yourself your favorite beverage and get ready for some story time. Once upon a time there was a girl called Marina. She was sick and stressed about her final exams, so she booked herself an interrail trip. And while this wasn't enough, she booked herself 4 weeks backpacking in Thailand, just 2 weeks later. Yeah, I just had to get out of the rut, of the commitment, of the pressure. So the 4 weeks of interrail were my actually first long-term trip completely on my own, but always in the comfort of knowing I'm never too far away from my home in Germany. I truly had some ups and downs during this trip, but I just got the travel bug and I couldn't wait to continue this new started adventure. So when I was sitting in this plane to Bangkok, I was filled with fear, but mostly excitement. I got to know outstanding personalities. I explored ancient temples and I just danced the night away. After 2 weeks, I made my way down from Chiang Mai to Surat Thani on my way to Koh Tao. I was lucky enough that I got the emergency row in the plane all for myself. And while I was sitting there writing down in my diary, it happened. The sun gazed through the window and warmed my skin. And I actually always freeze in planes. And it just hit me. This was exactly the life I always wanted to have. The life I always imagined to have, but never really allowed myself to actually go for it. And in that very moment, my friend, I knew that I had to make it happen. So I went back to Germany knowing that my job's only gonna last for 2 years because of the security thoughts of having job experience after studies and so on. I just knew that I would commit to it. So I started to save money and I mentally prepared myself for this trip around the world until March of 2020. COVID hit, and even though no one really took it seriously in the first place, it quickly became this worldwide pandemic we all are so aware of. So with the still lasting hope of jumping on a plane in October 2020, I started my side business with like video, photography, logo and web design. And that actually kept me sane and occupied during all over 2020, and I'm still so happy about it. Also, since joining the Lost Creators Academy and getting to know all those amazing, like-minded creative people, that really gave me the extra push to not only go out there and travel, but actually building this life there just for myself. Oh, and by the way, if you want to join this academy as well, you can just join the free 1-hour training with the link in my description box below. As October came closer, I knew it wasn't gonna happen for me. My boss offered me to extend my contract and I had the chance to stay longer, which I'm truly grateful for. So time went by and I really noticed that I couldn't go on with this office job anymore. And I just had this strong feeling of wanting to deep dive into this new unknown life I had put on hold. And so I quit my job, not really knowing what and when it's gonna happen. So now I'm here, in between of boxes, my backpack, ready to move out of my apartment this weekend and move back into my mom's place. And then fully deep dive into this new unknown life of mine, and hopefully as soon as possible. My plan, if you can actually call it one, is to start this trip in Europe in whatever country is possible at the given times and also at its regulations. And by the end of July or August, I want to jump on the plane and get over to Southeast Asia. It took me some time to pronounce that correctly. Traveling, working, and seeking new experiences all over the world. And I know it's a higher risk to travel at times like this, but I got into contact with a lot of other travelers that travel throughout the whole year. And it is still possible if you take the right precautions and just be careful with your surroundings and people around you. Of course, it's not the way travel was before COVID. And also, I just want to support all those countries that just rely on tourism so much, and I just hope I can somehow help them. And if travel really isn't possible anymore, I can always just get back to my business and work on that, build up my portfolio. So just always make the best of each situation. So that was it, my friend. I really hope you enjoyed this little sit and talk. And if you did, show me with a like. You can also comment your own plans for this year. And feel free to subscribe. And until the next one, stay tuned, stay curious, and stay creative, my friend.